pains my heart that free community college got cut off.
The ladies of The View expressed real disappointment over Biden's gutted budget bill. So I have two clips to show you, and it isn't just the usual suspects here that are, more left-leaning that are complaining about this, but actually the entire panel, to my surprise. So here is the first clip.
The blueprint for President Biden's Build Back Better plan has been set. Issues that made it into the bill are child care subsidies and universal pre-K. $100 billion for immigration reform and the biggest climate change initiative in American history. That also still falls short of what progressives were asking for. But among the cuts are the things that everybody wanted: paid family leave, prescription drug reform, and the so-called billionaires tax. It is still got to go through all kinds of changes, Congress, but how happy are you with any of this?
I don't like this Medicare expansion to cover dental and vision is cut out.
Yeah.
It's like as if the eyes and teeth of old people are not part of the body. We're all going to be like this, you know?
Yeah.
It's not... I don't get that. I don't even understand why health insurance doesn't include eye glasses and hearing and teeth. It's like, are we disembodied from these things?
Apparently.
Yeah. And then the other thing that bothers me, and I'm sure everybody would agree with this, the paid family leave.
Yeah.
I mean, we're supposed to be the party of families. Obviously, the Republican Party doesn't give a rat's patootie about the families, or they would be behind bills like this, but they're not. So all you have are the Democrats, and the Democrats are now falling short because of Manchin and Sinema, I understand. Am I right about that?
Yeah, you are right about that. I mean, listen, it's something. It's more than I think we had before. One of the things that I was happy about was that elder care and home care funding for our seniors is included in the bill. And as someone who,
That's good.
Yeah. I thought that was really important.
But they'll be toothless and blind.
They're going to be toothless and blind, yes. Yeah. But at least they'll have that care. Because as someone who, had the means to take care of my grandmothers,
right.
I know how very expensive it is to have a home health care aide come to your home.
Yep.
Even nursing homes are extremely expensive, and most families just can't afford
it. But this should be a right.
Yeah.
They've paid taxes all their lives.
Of course.
You know?
Of course.
All right, so again, I have a second clip coming up, but I gotta say, when it comes to Joy Behar and Sunny Hostin, I'm used to seeing them, occasionally have this kind of perspective, which is the correct perspective, the perspective of the vast majority of people actually wanting to see these programs passed. But Whoopi Goldberg isn't normally on this side, especially when it comes to certain, economic issues and her taxes. But here, she wants these programs to be universal. Like, this appears to be some real movement here, and understand why this is important. The View has a very large audience that is also largely, I would assume, apolitical, or if they are political or into this stuff, they are used to taking in the MSNBC and CNNs of the world and have a very skewed perspective on these issues. But here, they're getting an education on the actual what is being stripped out of this bill. And as you'll see in the second clip, the influence of money on politics as well. Brought up by another host who does not normally discuss these issues. But it was good to see here some honest discussion about this gutted budget bill. But here, the second clip to me is even more impressive because of who was talking and their perspective on this bill.
For me, it pains my heart that free community college got cut off, because I know so many people who got their start in lives in community colleges, and education is the way out. It's the ticket out. It's the ticket to opportunity that America provides, and a lot of people need the help when it comes to community college.
That's why we're not getting it.
Great, there's a deal, and it's better than we were before. Yeah. I'm really disappointed in the paid family leave. That was something that I just, again, think it's a great equalizer. There are so many people that just can't afford to take that time off when they have new family members or bereavement. But the part that I just can't get past, which just so clearly speaks to the money in D.C. and the problems we have, are the prescription drug pricing. Who cannot agree that we should allow them to negotiate a better rate. And the only explanation here, I don't need to go to D.C. and find out, is there is money going in pockets right now.
Yeah, of course.
And that is the only reason. And speaking of that, Cinema received more than $750,000 in donations from the pharmaceutical and medical device industries. And Big Pharma's explanation for why now is not the time is with their efforts to swiftly develop vaccines, this isn't the time to regulate us. But right now we're talking about Medicare being able to get fair prices on prescription. And the other thing I don't understand is this pushback on a billionaire tax.
Right.
This is, as you said, 700 people in the country. There are 700 billionaires. You take a fraction of a percentage, and they could solve problems in this country, and we're protecting them as we don't want to hamper success.
It would be nice
They're
that-
beyond successful.
It would be
Way
nice
beyond
that instead of
successful.
spending billions going to space, maybe we would spend it, those billionaires could spend it on Earth to give equal opportunity to a country that gave them the opportunity to become billionaires.
All right. I am pleasantly surprised, especially with these two. So Sarah Haynes, who a couple weeks ago was fighting against the popularity of policies that were in that budget bill, including the expansion of Medicare, including maternity leave, has apparently come around and is even calling out Kyrsten Sinema on the money that she's taking from the pharmaceutical industry. If these people are actually becoming educated now and are becoming aware of what is going on, this can potentially have a real positive impact on their large audience, educating them on money and politics, educating them on the benefits of these sorts of universal programs. That's some real progress there, at least when it comes to, media and people that consume this kind of stuff. But also Ana Navarro, who I looked this up beforehand, apparently is still a Republican, but here she is fighting for free college. Now, Ana Navarro during the primary was very anti-Bernie Sanders, even though he was the only one talking free college. But here you have her coming around on this issue and discussing the importance of it. Ana Navarro worked for John McCain and Jeb Bush. And here she is talking about free college. So, it's important to look at these people and their positions and how they move, because it really shows us that we are on the correct side of these issues. Not only because the majority of people agree with them already, but because they are the right thing to do. And that eventually people that actually are genuine and actually care about society and helping people, eventually they will come around once they learn enough. And, unfortunately, people that have this kind of platform should already be educated. If they're talking about these issues, they should already have that perspective. They should already be focusing on the needs of the vast majority of people when they discuss politics. But the fact is they don't normally do that. So by having this kind of education here, by having this this education go through a mainstream show like this, as opposed to, a strictly political show, even though The View is at this point largely political, but having this information go through a show like this really helps to educate the average person who isn't normally tuned into these kinds of conversations. So it was good to see this, especially from those that I don't normally expect it from, like Whoopi Goldberg, Sarah Haynes, and Ana Navarro. And I hope we get to see more of this.